Hello, my name is M.Feller and I speak as a wilderness recreationist, something you haven't heard a lot about tonight. In fact, if you look at the wilderness recreation, if you look at the outdoor recreation side of things, basically it's essentially ignored in consultation in what you've got in your reports. I speak as someone who spent many years working on the study team which got Pinecone Birk Park established in the first place. And one of the reasons I was on that team was because my organisation, the Federation of Mountain Clubs of British Columbia, had identified the Pinecone Lake area as the closest wilderness area to Vancouver. The closest. And there is no recognition of this, there is no awareness. My club, the British Columbia Mountaineering Club, will be running a ski trip to the area just north of Crawford, Steve Creek in a few weeks' time. So people use the area, we go there. But of more concern perhaps is the Environment Assessment Office. I've played the Environment Assessment Office game for the last few years, and basically my impression and that of all my friends that I know is that the Environment Assessment Office is like a big black box. It doesn't matter what goes into this box, out of it always comes a rubber stamp saying project approved. And I have a question for the Environment Assessment Office. And the question is, why are you completely incapable of doing a proper environmental assessment? And I say that for the following reasons. Firstly, you always ignore wilderness. You always ignore wilderness recreation. Secondly, you never consider the cumulative impacts of all these proposals. You treat each proposal separately. You never consider that when you say yes to 20 or 30 proposals, that cumulatively they can have a huge environmental impact. For example, wilderness. Okay, there's a proposal for a ski resort at Brome Ridge, adjacent to Garibaldi Park. Those proponents refuse to state that they won't attempt to go into the park, so Garibaldi Park is threatened, and it's wilderness. There's another proposal for the Coquihalla area, another ski resort. Again, the wilderness around that would be destroyed if that resort went ahead. And of course, the Environment Assessment Office always says yes to ski resorts, always. Never says no. And you can say, oh, well, you know, they don't always meet our initial concerns, so they go away and do things and perhaps come back later. But why can't you say no? How do you mitigate? How do you mitigate the loss of wilderness? Where do you create wilderness once it's gone? You never consider that question. Before you answer my question, I would point out that I was at a public meeting 2 weeks ago concerning the Brome Ridge ski resort proposal adjacent to Garibaldi Park. I asked exactly that question to the Environment Assessment Office people who were there. The answer I got back was that they were following government policy, which is an answer that you gave to an earlier question. That's totally unacceptable. You don't destroy the environment just because you're following government policy. You've got to try and protect the environment, but that seems to be impossible. You've got to protect some of the wilderness values, but that also seems to be impossible. So again, I come back to the question, why are you completely incapable of doing a proper environmental assessment?
Is this microphone working? Yeah. I guess I take that as a rhetorical question. I'm not sure if you're really looking for a sincere answer or not. I would suggest to you that, and I would encourage you to submit your comments and your concerns to our office. When we've got those concerns, we'll ensure that they are included as part of the terms of reference, and we will require the proponent to
we don't want an answer from the proponent, we want an answer from the Environmental Assessment Office.
You want an answer from the Environmental Assessment Office?
Why you guys can't do the study yourself?
It is our policy, if you will. It's the role of the proponent in the process to provide the information in support of their project development. We take that information and we review it. We ask technical experts in other government agencies to provide comment on it. We give the public an opportunity to provide comment on it. We take all these issues into consideration.
Then you
when we write our
rubber
report.
Do you check any of their data?
All right, the gentleman has asked a question. If you have a question, you're in line, you'll get a chance. Thank you.
Okay, my only comment is you suggested that I give you my comments. I've done this for years and years and years. I've seen every single one of my comments ignored. That's why I said it's a big black box with a rubber stamp. Thank you.
Thank you.